The U.S. Constitution is wordy and hard to read straight through. Decoding it in plain English, section by section. Hello, I'm constitutional attorney Catherine Henry, and this is a continuation of our mini-series giving you the plain English translation of the U.S. Constitution. Now on to the amendments. Amendment 15, voting rights regardless of race. The government cannot stop a citizen from voting based on their race, color, or because they used to be a slave. Amendment 16, federal income tax. This grants Congress the legal authority to collect an income tax directly from citizens without dividing the money based on state populations. Amendment 17, direct election of senators. This changes how U.S. senators are chosen. Instead of state legislatures picking them, citizens vote for their state's senators directly. When a senator dies, resigns, or otherwise leaves a seat vacant, the state's governor must call for an election to fill the vacancy. Amendment 18, prohibition of alcohol. This bans the manufacturing, sale, and shipping of drinking alcohol across the whole U.S. Of course, it was later undone by the 21st Amendment. Amendment 19, women's suffrage. The government cannot deny a citizen the right to vote based on their sex, granting women nationwide voting rights. Amendment 20, lame duck terms and successions. This amendment moves the official start date for terms of office. The president's new term starts on January 20th instead of in March, cutting down the lame duck period where an outgoing leader holds power after losing an election. If the president-elect dies or fails to qualify for office before actually taking office, the vice president-elect takes the role of president. The terms of Congress members begin January 3rd, and that is the first day they must meet each year, unless it's changed by law. Amendment 21, repeal of prohibition. This officially cancels the 18th Amendment, making alcohol legal again, but lets individual states create their own laws to regulate alcohol. Amendment 22, presidential term limits. No person can be elected president more than twice. If a vice president takes over and serves more than 2 years of another president's term, they can only run for election once on their own. Amendment 23, voting rights for Washington, D.C. This gives citizens living in Washington, D.C. the right to vote in presidential elections, granting the district 3 electoral votes, since it cannot have more than the state of Wyoming. Amendment 24, abolition of poll taxes. This outlaws charging citizens a poll tax to vote in a federal election. Amendment 25, presidential disability and succession. This clarifies what happens if a president dies, resigns, or becomes too sick to work once he's already in office. The vice president officially becomes the president if the office is empty. If the president is temporarily incapacitated, like going under anesthesia for surgery, he can temporarily transfer power to the vice president and reclaim it later. Whenever there is a vacancy for vice president, the president makes a nomination which needs confirmation by a majority of both the Senate and the House of Representatives. Amendment 26, voting age lowered to 18. The government cannot deny citizens who are 18 years of age or older the right to vote based on age. Amendment 27, congressional pay raises. If Congress votes to give themselves a pay raise, that raise cannot take effect until after the next congressional election occurs, giving voters a chance to vote out the representatives before they pocket the extra money themselves. And this is the end of our intermediate constitutional series, or plain language translation of the U.S. Constitution. Make sure to check out all the videos in this series, as well as our U.S. Constitution Starter Series and our upcoming U.S. Constitution Advanced Series.